Hey guys, hey, how you guys are doing? Is you guys doing? Because it's been a hot minute since I've been here, and if this is the very first time you've ever been to my channel, I wanted to say welcome. The video that you're going to see today is pretty different than what I typically do. Um, and it just so happens to be that I've had a lot to think about. I just turned 41. My real name is Nirvana, so that is my first name. You could find me on Instagram under Experiencing Nirvana. You could find me on Facebook under Nirvana Amber Lee. Questions that you might have, you can always leave down in the comment section. I will try to answer them in my next video, or, well, yeah, I'll probably answer them in my next video. Like I said, if this is the first time you're watching me, if this is the 50th, 1000th time you're watching me, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to even come and sit and talk with me for a while. I really appreciate it, and I feel like I'm out of focus. Is that better? So, today's a little hard for me. Like I said, I just turned 41 years old. I am a sugar addict. I just got done watching a documentary here on YouTube about anorexia. I tend to gravitate towards medical things, so a lot of videos and stuff that I watch are either surgeries or different kind of neuroses or different kind of people with cystic fibrosis, people with EDS. I like to learn about all kinds of medical stuff. But I just so happened to have something on my list that wanted to talk about this little girl, and I say little girl because technically she's not. She's 21, but like I said, that's 20 years younger than I am. This girl who just got out of the hospital with anorexia, and going down into the comments section, and I'm trying not to get upset. Going down into the comment section for somebody who has anorexia or somebody who has bulimia, and then you go into the comment section of somebody who's a sugar addict and is an overeater, and somebody who has been horrifically fat. If you can't tell by what I look like because I'm in my nightgown. And if you've never really watched my channel, you wouldn't know that I've lost over 300 pounds. And you wouldn't know that I've had, 2 weight loss surgeries, and I've had a lap band to try to, curb my eating and my restriction and trying to get a hold on my eating disorder. This is an eating disorder. Whether people want to admit it or not, food addiction is an eating disorder. Just because most of us don't end up in the hospital like anorexia or bulimia, a lot of us don't end up in the hospital, but there are more people who are suffering from being severely overweight, severely obese, than there is the other way around. But when you go into the comment section of these videos, they're like, oh, how brave of you, how amazing. And I'm not saying that they're not. And I'm not saying that it's not hard, and I'm not saying that they're not deserving of all the praise in the world. That's not where I'm at. Where I'm at is that how different it is to be looked at as you're too thin, and it's amazing your journey, to, oh my God, you are almost dying because you were so sick and so thin, and what a blessing that you've been able to get your life back on track. But if you go into the comment sections of people like me, or the comment sections of people who are fighting for their lives because they're fat, we are disgusting, we are lazy, we are not deserving because we did this to ourselves. It is an eating disorder. eating disorder. It is a different kind of eating disorder, but we are no less than anybody else. We're no less deserving of that praise for somebody trying to get a hold of their life. I was dying too. Lots of my friends on here that I watch and talk to and that are on my Instagram and Facebook, they were dying once upon a time too. They were on the verge of, having a heart attack or stroke or, having their diabetes, having huge ulcers on their legs. But because we're fat, it is looked at completely different. Oh, you poor thing, how horrible that you have anorexia. You poor thing, how did you ever get to that point? Turn that around to somebody like me who weighed over 500 pounds, oh my God, how did you ever get that big? That's disgusting. Oh my God, why would you do that to yourself? How could you're just, ooh, it's so gross, and your face is gross, and you're just fat, and it makes me absolutely insane because the hypocrisy, the ridiculous amount of hypocrisy is what drives me absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't look at these people any differently than I look at somebody from my 600-pound life. People will go on my 600-pound life and they'll be like, oh my God, oh, she's so fat and lazy and disgusting. Had they made my, 90-pound life or my, 87-pound life, people would be like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you. Oh, you poor baby, you poor thing. Turn it around to people like me. Lazy, disgusting, you don't work, you're filthy, you stink, you're ugly, you shouldn't leave your house, you can't, it boggles my mind how easily fat shaming is just perfectly okay. It's perfectly fine. It is so normal for people to be like, you need to go on a diet. You need to go on a diet. Your kid's too fat. You're not attractive. No one will ever love you because you're fat. No one will ever marry you because you're fat. You will get nowhere in life because you're fat. Do you think they tell thin people that shit? No one will ever love you because you're anorexic. No one will ever love you because you're too thin. No one will ever marry you because you're too thin. You need to go on you need to overeat. You need to have some Twinkies. You need to go get your life together. These people don't go into the hospital until they're about dead. I watch it over and over and over again. These people don't go get help until they're literally like their arms are about this fucking big. But let me at 500 pounds go out to the grocery store and get in a cart, and how many people sneer and judge. And, I've been spit on, I've been spit at, I've had things thrown at me, I've had people moo at me out of the fucking car, I've had people scream obscenities at me, I've had people call me so many fucking names, it's not even funny. The amount of names that I've been called my entire life, and I've been fat my entire life. This isn't just something that just happened overnight. No, I have been fat my entire life. I came out fat, and I will probably die fat. But I tell you what, it hurts. It hurts me because people like me won't go get help. It took a doctor telling me, you're going to die. You are dying. You won't be here next year for me to get surgery. And then I had to fight for it. And then I had to show people that I had to prove myself before they would even give it to me because I was fat. You need to go prove yourself that you're willing to change, that you're willing not to eat, that you're willing to go on a diet before we'll save your life. I'm sorry. What? Turn that around. Turn that around for like 2 seconds and watch somebody with anorexia go to the hospital. They don't have to prove themselves to get anything. They don't have to. We're not going to help you unless you prove to us that you're willing to eat, to refeed yourself. No, they take them immediately to the hospital and get them help. But people like me, no, you go home on an 800 calorie diet, you go home on a liquid diet, you prove to us that you're worth saving, and we'll save your life. But you gotta prove yourself first. Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense to you, because it doesn't make any sense to me. I have to prove, and I have, over and over and over again. I had to lose weight to prove to the medical professionals that I was worthy enough to bother to save my life, because I have an eating disorder. I have to prove to my insurance company that I am thin enough, that I am worthy enough, that I have enough wrong with me for them to help me with my skin. Well, you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. You should do something about it. Okay? Eating disorder. Alcoholic. People who are on drugs. People who are anorexic. People who have bulimia. Turn that around. Explain that to me. Put that down in the comment section. Explain to me how that is different, and how that is better, and how that is easier, and how more deserving other people are. Explain that to me, because I don't get it. Treat me like I'm 5 and just put it down there. Why are these other people more important and more worthy than people like me? Because I did this to myself. People with anorexia did that to themselves. People with bulimia do that to themselves. People with, oh, I'm sorry, it's an eating disorder. I'm sorry, alcoholics can't help it. People with drugs can't help it. But you're fat, so you can definitely help it, because you've done this to yourself. You're killing yourself. You know that you're killing yourself by putting that pie in your face, because, sugar addiction doesn't really exist. That's just what the media wants you to think, because obviously not everybody is, an overeater. Not everybody. It's glandular. It's got to do with, it's all about metabolism. It's all about, it has nothing to do with what you put in your mouth. Nothing. But you're doing it to yourself, so it doesn't really matter. So you prove to me that you can go on a diet, lose some weight, I'll give you surgery. And then if you prove to me even more that you're worthy, that you're a fucking human, that you're a human being that is more than a number on the scale, I might see if we can fix your skin because you've lost 300 pounds. I might put my faith in you enough to where I think you should have surgery. But here, jump through all these fucking hoops real quick. Make sure that you know the difference between simple carbs and, complex carbs. Make sure that you understand what the calories on the back of a fucking Coke bottle are. I want you to make sure that you understand how much sugar is in a donut and how much sugar is in Splenda. I want you to tell me how much food you can eat right after surgery. Like, I need to make sure that you know everything and make you go through all this shit before I will help you, because you're fat. Because it's not an eating disorder, because you're doing this to yourself. I'm choosing to overeat. I'm choosing to be over 500 pounds and killing myself, because that's how different it is. I choose all that. I want to. It feels good. I enjoyed it. That was the best time of my life. Being in a wheelchair, man, I missed that like it was yesterday. If I could get back there, woo, I can't wait. swinging around 200 pounds of just, belly fat, on my legs, crushing my knees, and like, having sores all over myself and bruises and not being able to stand up, and like my back is killing me, and, I'm degenerating my discs, and, I've had multiple surgeries on my joints and all those wonderful, amazingly good things because I wanted to. I thought it was a good time. I was like, you know what? What I'd really like to do is I'd like to eat everything in my house, because that's what we all do, right? Like everybody who's fat, we just eat everything in the house. I could tell you today what I've had to eat. I had eggs and spam this morning. So I had 2 eggs and I had a slice of spam, and I chopped it up, put it in the frying pan. When I came home, I had a Click Shake. I went to the gym, but I go to the gym, no big deal. So I had a Click Shake when I came home. If you don't know what Click is a protein shake. It's got espresso in it. I happen to like the mocha one. So I had milk in my protein shake. And then I had 6 meatballs, about this big. I made spaghetti and meatballs over Christmas. So did I eat the pasta? I don't like pasta. Sorry, not a big fan. So I've had 6 meatballs, and that's all I've had today. That's what I've had so far, and it is nearly 6 o'clock my time. And I got up this morning at like 8. So I obviously ate everything in my house. No. Now, if I have the money, if I have the mindset, if I'm feeling bad, if life has gotten me down, I'm also bipolar, if you don't know. I have bipolar 2 with panic disorder. I'm agoraphobic, recovering. Thank you very much. I have a lot of issues neurologically. But the point that I was making was that, I don't remember because I squirreled on that. I have no idea what the hell I was going to say, but I'm sure it was important. Oh yeah, so, if I felt bad, would I go get, some candy? Would I get some kind of cake? Would I get some pie, some cookies, whatever? Going into the grocery store is triggering for me. And I'll tell you why. Because going into the grocery store, almost everything that you're going to find has some sort of sugar in it. Some sort, if it's sugar alcohol, regular sugar, Splenda, almost everything, even formula, even baby formula has sugar in it. So from the time we are plucked off your mama's teat, you're already consuming sugar. And almost everything, white bread has sugar in it. Almost everything you eat has some sort of sugar in it. Even shit that says sugar-free. It has sugar alcohol in it. Yes, it does. Your body still processes that like it was sugar. Bing, 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 bing. All those wonderful, happy chemicals that happen up here for sugar is the same chemicals that are released when people are doing drugs, when people are, having alcohol, when they're getting high. All those happy, woohoo, chemicals are released when we have large amounts of sugar when we're eating. So again, with me explaining myself, how is that much different than somebody else? Well, they're getting help because they're going into the hospital. They're getting help because they're going to they're going to a 12-step program. So they have Overeaters Anonymous. So they also have Weight Watchers groups. Okay, they have bariatric groups. They have all these groups for you that you can go into, and you can talk about how fat you are, how fat you want to be, how fat you don't want to be, how skinny you are, how much skin you have. You can talk about all these wonderful things. But at the end of the day, none of those groups are going to take whatever you're going to put in here and make any difference. Because you still have to do that. You still have to go into your kitchen, or, you still have to go out to eat and figure out what you're going to have. You're still going to have to figure that out. So my thing is that people are like, oh, well, you can always go keto. So I eat keto a lot of times. So, but instead of having sugar, I replace the sugar with fat, and I replace the sugar with sugar alcohols in order to, trick my body into thinking that I'm having what I really want. Excuse me. I drink water enhancer. I can't drink water without water enhancer. I put 2 packets of water enhancer in my big jug of water, and it is sweet. It is super sweet because I don't drink soda and I don't drink sugary drinks. I can. There's not, like, I can have sweet tea. I can have all those wonderful things if I want to. It doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't make me sick. I just choose to drink the water enhancer because it's better for me. It's better for my skin. It's a choice I make. Now, when I was over 500 pounds, did I buy soda? Usually, yeah, I would buy a 2 liter. Did I buy cases of soda? No. When I was over 500 pounds, did I bring cookies and cakes and pies and things into the house? The same amount as I do today. Not as much as you think. I might have had a thing of ice cream sitting in the thing. I might have had bought a couple candy bars or something like that to have on hand or whatever. But it was never like these. When you go on my 600-pound life and they're like, show me how much they eat in the morning, like they'll usually show you a meal that they're going, or a couple of meals. And this one I watched pretty recently. I think it was like season 5 or something like this. The lady, excuse me, her parents went out to eat. She stayed home. She calls Domino's. And she orders like 2 pizzas and a 2 liter and wings and then a brownie. And I'm like, honey, I don't know what this show is trying to do, but we don't eat like that. Now, I could eat like that. At my heaviest, I still only ate 4 pieces of pizza, maybe 2 of the cinnamon buns, and a glass of soda. It was never 2 pizzas at once with a whole thing of brownies and a whole thing of wings. I don't care how big your stomach is. Unless you're a competitive eater, there is no way that in one sitting you ate all that food. No. And even them doing that makes themselves sick. There is no way you put down 2 pizzas, a 12-pack of wings, an entire brownie and a 2 liter of soda before in one sitting. And that's what they were showing. She opened up 2 boxes of pizza. She opened up the entire thing of wings. She opened up the brownies and cookies. She opened up the soda, and she was, oh, this is what I eat. And then I saw another one where they were having breakfast, and they had 5 biscuits on the thing, it was 6 eggs, 5 things of sausage. And I'm like, we don't really eat like that. Now, am I telling you that I wouldn't have 2 biscuits and 2 pieces of sausage and then gravy on top of that and maybe an egg or 2? But it would take me a while to eat it. Did I sit there and eat the entire tray of biscuits? I see people, another woman had an entire dozen of donuts, not just the Krispy Kremes, the ones that'll just melt into nothing, because I could eat, my weight in those and not be full. No, she had cream filled and jelly filled and maple bars and all this other shit, and she's sitting there eating it and making it seem like she's eating them all in one fucking sitting. Again, are you in there? We don't eat like that. I don't know anybody who eats like that, and I know an awful lot of people in the weight loss community or weight loss surgery community, Weight Watchers community, keto community. I know a lot of them people, and not any of them have I been like, you sat there and ate all 12 donuts in one sitting. That's what you did that. No, you had 2, 3, 4 of them max and probably put them aside and eat them later. No, you ate all 12 of them and not made yourself sick. Do you see where I am with this? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Because it's shows like that give people the wrong fucking idea. It's them going to the grocery store and be like, oh, well, the only thing I could pick up at the grocery store is garbage. No. When I went to the fucking grocery store, I picked up all kinds of good things, but what it was carbs, because it was cheap. Carbs, my lack of intelligence in areas that I am now enlightened to. My different way of thinking now that I've had, I've had like almost 7 years worth of trying to lose weight and trying to get my life back on track to try to not die, has changed me. But when they show these people going to the grocery store, they're giving the people the idea that that's all we do. And I say we because I'm still there. I'm still that person. I'm still that eating disorder person. I'm still a sugar addict. It didn't go anywhere. My weight went somewhere, but only because I changed what I'm eating. Only because I had surgery to help me with my eating disorder. It helped me. It's a tool to help me with my eating disorder. It didn't get rid of it. It's not gone. It didn't just magically poof into the air the minute I had surgery. No, it's still here. Do I still want cookies and cakes and pies and ice cream? Yeah. Can I have an entire fucking pie? No. No. And even when I was at my biggest, I didn't eat an entire freaking pie. It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy because this is what gives people the idea that we are disgusting, that we are gross, that we are less than, that we are not important, that we should, our lives don't matter as much as somebody else who's thinner, who's prettier, who's able to like get their life on track without surgery. That's another thing. I will eat your face. I'm hungry and I will eat your face. Don't come at me with these people who are like, well, I could lose all this weight on my own. No, honey, Linda, honey, are you in here? No, I couldn't lose it all on my own. I tried every diet I could get my hands on. I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to the gym. I killed myself to lose 70 pounds. I killed myself until I literally couldn't move. I walked as far as I could in the pool. I went to the gym 6 days a damn week in the pool, as big as I was, as trying my hardest. They would have to wheel my wheelchair in from the women's room, put it on the edge, and I'd have to crawl down the stairs in front of all these people. I would have to crawl my way back out of the pool, and people would have to help me to get out. I would have to beg and plead with my insurance, with my doctors, to try to help me because my eating disorder was too much. Because without help, without the tools that I have now, I could not get over it. I could not. And I don't say put the fork down because that's not the damn truth. The fork is still in my hand. I could still eat whatever I want to. Surgery doesn't fix that either, unfortunately. I could still have whatever I want to eat. I can have it in smaller portions because I have less stomach to put in there, but I could eat an entire pie today. It would take me hours and hours and hours to finish that pie because I would just be like, oh, but I could do it. But I have come from the lowest rung. I have scraped the bottom of that fucking barrel, the bottom of the ice cream container, and come back from the fucking depths of hell to tell you today that we are worth it. That we shouldn't have to beg and plead for, humanity, to be treated, to have respect. I am respected more now than I ever have been. I have people who will open doors for me. I have people who look at me, who tell me I'm beautiful, who tell me I look sexy, who tell me, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Your wife is a lucky woman. I can't believe how beautiful you are. Turn back the time 7 years ago, before I started getting my shit together, before I started changing my life. I was ugly. I was disgusting. I was a leech on society. I was hiding myself in my house. I was eating myself to death because I didn't feel like a human being, because I wasn't treated like a human being, because I wasn't seen as a human being. I was seen as something that my family shunned, that they were shamed. They were ashamed of me. And you know what? I don't care if it embarrasses people now. It doesn't matter to me, because those memories are still there. When I was living in California, the way I was treated by Evelyn's family is completely different today as it was 7 years ago. My worth has gone up because I have lost weight. I am more of a person, and I'm deserving more of respect, and I'm looked in the fucking eye, and there's less whispering of, oh my God, or looking at my plate than there has ever been. And that's the truth. That is the honest to God truth. Now, if I pick up a plate at a buffet, let's just go there. Let's say that I go to a buffet. I walk up there. I'm 230 some odd pounds. I'm 5'10", so I don't look it. And let's say that there's somebody who's 400 pounds standing next to me, and we're friends, and we've got the same plate, and I'm piling whatever I want on the plate, and she's piling half of what I have on her plate. People are still going to be watching what she has on her plate compared to what they're going to be looking at my plate. People are still going to be more concerned about what she's putting in her mouth than she is what is in my mouth, and have no fucking clue, except for my arms. Unless I'm wearing something that you can see my freaking arms, nobody has a clue how much I used to weigh. I can go up to any store I want to and buy clothes now. I had to have them specially ordered in 8X. I had to have somebody specially order me and make it themselves because I was so big back in the day. They didn't have, Romans, and Lane Bryant didn't go that high, and definitely Torrid didn't even go past a fucking 4 when I started this shit. So Torrid wasn't even really a thing. And everything that you could get from Lane Bryant's and Romans and I can't remember, Catherine's, they were all grandma clothes. So none of them were these cute little jackets and these adorable little, pants with the spandex and all the adorable little shoes and stuff that you can get now. No, we didn't have none of that. We had grandma clothes. It looked like somebody took a damn thing off your fucking grandma's curtains, wrapped it up, and then gave it to you. That's how horrible the clothes were back then. Nothing form-fitting, nothing cute, nothing adorable. I looked like hot damn it on a stick. And that's when I could find clothes to fit me. So let me just throw that out there. I can go in any store I want to and find something that I could put on my body now. It is completely different than when I was over 500 pounds. Completely different. Like I said, my friend could be with me, and I could have double what she's got on her plate, and people would kind of be like, that's okay. You know what? But have half of what I've got on my plate on her plate. And if it's not like a fucking sprig of broccoli and a salad, with low-fat dressing, well, she's a fat ass. And she shouldn't be here at a buffet. What the fuck you doing at a buffet? You're fat. You're disgusting. You should go home. You shouldn't be here. The hypocrisy is ridiculous to me. Today I just had enough. I had enough of people being horrible to people like me. I've had enough of that. So I make this video. And if you have gotten this far and you are still listening to me, I appreciate you more than you know. I would love you to leave me a little comment down below. Let me know that you made it to the end, because I'm going to give you my message of hope, because I'm going to give you the same words that I have to hear. The same words that my wife tells me, the same words that I speak to my friends, the same words that get me through my day most days is that you are beautiful no matter what size you are. I don't care if you're a 00. I don't care if you're a 9, 10, 12X. You are beautiful. You are. You are a beautiful human being. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of love. And don't let anybody tell you that you'll never get married, that you just have a pretty fucking face. Don't let anybody tell you that you are less than because of how much you weigh. You are kind and compassionate, and I know that because you are here. You would not be here if you were not a kind and compassionate and wonderful person. Because that's the kind of people who come and find me. The kind of people who come and stick on this channel are kind and wonderful and compassionate people, and I love you guys for it. If you are having a terrible day, if this Christmas and has been one of the worst you've ever had, I am sorry. It will get better. Tomorrow will be a better day. Every day is another chance to be better. Every day that you're alive, that you wake up, even if it's in the worst pain you've ever had. As long as you're alive and still breathing, there is still a chance. I need this message out there. I need people to know that it is okay to be overweight. It is okay. It is okay. It is all right for you to have what you need to eat. It is okay for you to buy chips and candy and cookies and have them in your cart. It is okay. You're going to be fine. If you choose to want to lose weight, that is completely up to you. Society does not need to tell you that you need to lose weight. That's something that you want to do, that you feel like you want to do, that you want to change. But if you don't, I don't look at you any differently. I don't think that you're a horrible person. I don't think that you're not a beautiful human being. I want you to know that you are enough. You are deserving of help if you want it. And if you don't want it, you are still deserving of love. You are still deserving of that kindness that everybody has, that everyone should have. You should not be jeered at or looked at weird or looked at like you're disgusting or subhuman because you just happen to weigh something or look different, because everybody is different. So if nobody has told you today that they love you, I will tell you that. I love you. Nobody's told you today that you are beautiful and amazing. I will be the first person to let you know that I think that you're beautiful and amazing. If today's the only thing that you've been able to do is roll out of bed and go to the bathroom and come back to bed, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for even just watching my video. I'm proud of you for getting up and just breathing today. I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. Thank you for being here for me and supporting me in this whole year has been very hard. Thank you for being here for me when I didn't have a voice to give back. Thank you for always helping me when I need help the most, because I come to you guys a lot of times when I'm at my lowest and I need the help the most. Thank you for loving me and believing in me and following my journey. Because it's never been easy. None of the choices that I've made over the past 7 years have been easy. They haven't. And I don't blame anybody for whatever's happened to me in my life but me. I do understand that I have an eating disorder. I do work on it diligently, and it doesn't make you any less of a person because you have an eating disorder. That is all I really wanted to come on here and say, is that having food addiction or sugar addiction does not make you less than a person. It doesn't mean that you're not deserving of help. It doesn't mean that you don't need extra help. It just means that It just means that you might need more support. And just know that you'll get that here. So I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I hope to talk to you more in the new year. And I will talk to you very, very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.